Hi, hello, vanakkam, namaskar, and welcome to my podcast, The People I Meet. In this episode today, I'm going to be introducing to you two wonderful friends who are more like family to me and who are wonderful entrepreneurs who took on this path after becoming mothers. What a beautiful journey it is, right? To be able to do everything that you love with so much passion, with so much determination, and to do it like a boss. The two of them are always, my inspirations, and it truly makes me so happy that they agreed to be a part of my podcast. And today I introduce to you entrepreneurs Janani and Preethika. Welcome to my podcast, The People I Meet.
Thank you, Shruthi.
As we embark on this journey and we talk about your life as such, the first question that I want to ask you is obviously this. Preethika, I know that you are a freelance corporate trainer and you are somebody who's always followed your heart, somebody who's always believed that life is just once and everything needs to be experienced to the fullest. So tell me a little bit about how you decided to delve into this entrepreneurship journey. But first, let's talk a little bit about your freelance corporate life. How is it being a corporate trainer?
It has its pros and cons, but more of pros in this because as an entrepreneur, you are set to a particular standard that you set and a structure that you have for yourself rather than go by a monotonous, structure that's been shoved on you. That said, I'm not saying that it doesn't work for a lot of people. But for a person like me who likes to experiment a lot and lot as in like literally a lot, every day I like to experiment on different topics and different methods. I'm talking about in the lines of training, different methods and different structure and different content. So I love to do this and it really works well for me. So like I said, the pros are more than the cons in this. Yeah, I've been doing quite well decently. So touch wood on that.
That's a very beautiful and a very positive way of looking at life. And like I said earlier, life is once and everything that we need to do it with a 100% commitment to, the job or to life itself. I think life is best lived that way. Moving on to Janani. Janani, I know that you are somebody who's always had an inclination towards the arts. You come from a family with a very strong inkling towards Carnatic music. You're a beautiful singer yourself. And I know that you've dabbled multiple roles with a lot of ease. So tell me a little bit about how it was to be a technology professional, because I know that this whole work from home scenario is something that is been a part of your life actually for quite a while. So how has that journey been? How has it been balancing both, your professional and your personal life?
Right, Shruthi. So right from the beginning when, I started my technology profession, I have always been an individual contributor.
Right.
It was just the initial few years of, the training, getting yourself accustomed to the professional environment. So that was the initial 2 years. But after then, I have always been an individual contributor throughout my professional journey. So this work from home and being the technology and analyst and, this work from home has never affected me in any way because I have been able to balance work as well as my personal life. And once with kids, it was initially difficult to prioritize both my work and my family is important. So initially it was a bit of a struggle, but then, I just got the hang of it. And even during this pandemic time, it has been, my professional colleagues have also been very helpful and understanding. And that really helped me to do what I have been doing for 13 years now. So, yeah.
Wow, that's quite a bit of a journey, a 13-year journey in something as interesting as technology is not an easy joke at all, and especially given the current environment that we are in, I completely respect the sort of effort that goes into keeping the, career graph growing. On that note, moving back, talking a little bit about your brand. Right? Your brand is a very beautiful, homegrown, made in Madras brand that talks about the sensibilities of carrying a sari off so beautifully. And I mentioned the sari because I know that it is your true love as well. The two of you are such classy fashionistas who pull off clothes in style and elegance, I must say. So definitely moving on, how did you decide as friends to come together and, develop a business? Because there is something a lot of people frown upon it also. I know it's really fun to mix business and pleasure sometimes. But how does that equation work? So whoever wants to take the question first, please go ahead. Let me know. Let's go back to the beginning of the brand of ALANKAREE.
So both of us have been always passionate about sarees. Okay, so that actually, apart from my daughter getting both of us close, the other thing that was very common and we shared our passion was towards sarees. And being independent working women, both of us have traveled so much, and we've had the chance to explore various sarees which are available in India, and that really gave us the beginning to understand and decide what we can achieve through sarees. And we've always wanted to create our own. Both of us, we always wanted to do something, that is very niche when it comes to sarees, and we've always wanted to create. Preethika, you want to take it forward?
To add to what Janani said, we both have traveled a lot across India, and we still, we still are doing. In fact, this year we were planning to do an exclusive research travel, but unfortunately, due to pandemic, we're unable to do it. But we like to experiment with fabrics. I think that's what Janani started off with. She was one person who introduced me to multiple or different types of fabrics. Otherwise, I was a very cotton person. I would only stick to cotton, and besides that, it was only pattu sari. Obviously, coming from Chennai, for us, it's about MS Subbulakshmi and her pattu saris and Carnatic music, December season. So that's pretty much how it all started for us. We discussed so much about fabrics, and Janani, I remember, was one person who passionately went to a lot of exhibitions, and I never used to do that. I was brand conscious in a different way. She was brand conscious in a different way. So she was more open to the handloom industry, and she introduced me to a lot of beautiful things in the sari world itself. So one such outing, kind of was a epiphany for both of us. We thought, this is beautiful. What people have come up with is beautiful. And like Janani said, we've traveled and we've seen a lot of fabrics, and we've seen a lot of different kinds of saris that are made in India. Except Madras as such is a particular demographic where everything comes at least 2 or 3 years late. So what we wanted to do was bring that particular style or trend that is happening everywhere around globally at the same time to Madras as well. So the dealers or the fabric designers or the sellers that we keep in touch with, the handloom owners, are all the ones who are in trend currently.
Right.
So what we thought was, why not do that to Madras also? Because when we go to exhibitions, we see that these are the trends that have been done 2 years back, but how is it late to Madras? So epiphany happened, and one fine afternoon, both of us said, hey, let's just plunge into this. Why not? We both love this. We both are passionate about it. We love wearing saris. We love getting dressed up. So, why not get this done? So
I think that's a very beautiful coming together story, right? Because like I was saying earlier, a lot of people think that when two friends work together, of course, it's a lot of fun put together, but it also gets a lot more complicated because you're seeing each other a lot, right? And obviously in friendships, as in life, there's always two sides to every coin, and arguments can tend to get a little over the board. So how does a professional working relationship translate into your friendship, or is it vice versa?
Okay, so how do I do this? So whenever we have a brainstorming session, specifically to ALANKAREE, we don't keep the personal bit of it into it. We never bring that into it. And we're very clear about, hey, this is business and nothing is personal in business. So that's a particular mantra that both of us believe. I think Jano is one person who, right, Shruthi? You know how beautifully flexible she is. Whenever we brainstorm, we do have a lot of disagreements, but that's the best part about it. It's the disagreements that bring us to an agreement. That's what I keep telling her all the time. We are decisive because sometimes we are undecisive. And
I think, the creative differences somewhere sort of bring together a synergy, and always sometimes when you put it together a fresh perspective, right? Sometimes these things sort of create the most beautiful ideas, which would have happened if you didn't have the discussion in the first place.
Yeah. And that has only made our relationship stronger, and because disagreements will happen anywhere, right? But it's all for the betterment of the brand and betterment of the product that we are going to sell for the others. Because at the end of the day, we want the best for ALANKAREE. We've never had personal disagreements to begin with, and I don't think we will ever will. That said, we will never, have a personal angle to whatever we discuss, because we both of us understand that it's at the end of the day for the betterment of the product and for the brand ALANKAREE.
Very beautiful. And I think a lot of people, friends who become entrepreneurs, friends who start a brand together, have this very notion put into place in the beginning itself. Friendship is different from what we do when it comes to profession, because like you rightly said, at the end of the day, the brand is represented by the two of you and the brand is the two of you. Right? So getting back to talking a little bit about the brand's name itself. Okay, because I remember Preethika telling me that, dressing up is such a beautiful part of everyone's life. I think today there's a lot more that we see of it, especially because of social media. But even otherwise, I think dressing up is something that we all enjoy. And on that note, the name ALANKAREE, why did you zero in on that? How did that happen?
Janani, you want to take the say in this?
Right, I will do so. And just like Preethika said, both of us, we decided on a lazy afternoon to go to an exhibition. And we went there, and again, we started exploring the collections that they've had. And one particular rack was full of anarkalis. We started browsing through the anarkalis, and Preethika all of a sudden started saying, "This ALANKAREE is brilliant. This ALANKAREE is just, this is so us." We had a laugh and we had a very good time there. But then later on, as she said, we had our own discussions, and we were like, why don't we do this? Why don't we get our passion, into a form? Then we were, discussing about what name should we go with it. And I just told, why don't we go with ALANKAREE? Because it was something that just, created a spark that day, and stuck on to us. That's how we came up with the name. The whole credit goes to Preethika.
No, I truly think sometimes, it's the simplest of sparks like this that translate into something very beautiful. But technically, even if you look at it, ALANKAREE, when they say in Tamil, right, Alankaram Pannittu Vandirka, which automatically translates to you've dressed up so beautifully. And that's exactly what we do, at the brand. And that's what your brand aims to sort of propagate as well. So getting back to talking a little bit about striking a balance, because I know that you both have embraced motherhood so beautifully, and I know that you are, both of you are such boss ladies when it comes to handling your professional life and your personal life. So when you decided to, embark on this adventure together, I'm sure that your friends and family would have been one of the hugest support, if I could call it like that, and definitely it has been possible because of them. So tell me, how did you decide, or how did you sort of explain to your family that this is what you're doing, and how has the journey been from the beginning, from then on?
Honestly, Shruthi, we never had that kind of a transition or anything. Okay. It just happened for us. And luckily, again, both our families, since they know each other for a while, they both were in fact kicked. I mean, they were the ones who kept asking us, when are we going to begin this particular passion? When are we going to see this? We've been seeing this in pen and paper for a long time, but when are we going to see the actual product is what they all kept asking us. And the day when we decided that, hey, let's just plunge into this, they were the most happiest. That said, yes, we do have a lot of, sometimes we have hitches here and there, because both of us have kids, and Janani has 2 kids. I don't think I can compete with that. But still, the balancing of that was a bit of a hurdle. Again, if you can put your heart into it, and that's one thing that both of us have, the passion and the drive is too high that you can't say no to a working day. You have work in the morning, you have to log in. She has to log in the morning. If I have training, I need to go to the client's place, finish that. And in between, we have to go home, take care of our kids, finish all the chores. And around all of this, we keep our passion. So every day we sit and we discuss about, okay, so what do we do as a plan? Where are we? What should we do? What is the next step? So this is what we constantly keep doing. We do have glitches here and there, but without those, I don't think any kind of a life is going to have that punch. The punch
Absolutely.
is the glitch.
It's part and parcel of everybody's lives, and I think women do it so beautifully because I think somewhere we are ingrained to be efficient multitaskers, and knowing the drives that the both of you have, both in your personal and your professional lives, I'm sure that you have made it work, which I can clearly see in the success of the brand having grown to such a wonderful strength, if I may say it like that. In Chennai, you guys are one of the most sought after brands today, and I think that's come from a lot of hard work, because the two of you have constantly made sure that you've developed. I know that you've learned to shoot your own products. You've learned to, showcase them so beautifully in social media and create a niche for yourselves. So Janani, when it comes to sort of putting the brand out there, right, and all of the work that goes on behind the scenes, two things that you enjoy about the process, two things that you don't enjoy about the process.
To be honest, I don't think there's anything that I don't enjoy, because when Preethika and I decide that okay, let us do this Saturday, okay, let us shoot our products this Saturday, I wait for Saturday. Right. And the whole process of, and Preethika being an excellent, and she has the degree to back up photography, so she takes care of, she initially started taking our photos, and she still does. I used to do the back jobs and
right.
taking care of mix matching the blouses and the accessories and putting everything together, giving it a whole look to our product, and making sure the models carry it the way we wanted to carry it. And also, the satisfaction that comes with every photo is just, it's something that it's indescribable. Yeah, I'm actually, we are waiting to get back on field and, do the whole thing again. I'm sure the time is very near.
There are no cons to this side of it.
I don't know.
That's a very beautiful and a positive way of looking at it, because if you enjoy something so much, then I don't think it's seen as work, right? As cliche as it sounds, I'm sure that that's the emotion that most people who are so passionate about what they do truly feel inside. Right, Preethika, so getting back to talking about the brand of ALANKAREE, right? The growth has been tremendous from the time that you guys have started. But I'm sure it was not easy when there were obviously a few glitches maybe in the beginning. As entrepreneurs, there are a lot of things that go in the backlog that we don't see, right? When we come to an exhibition, we see the two of you smiling, showcasing all the products, talking to the customers, and that's all the positive side that we see. So what happens in the background? Have you ever been frustrated at any point and thought, why did I delve into this?
Frustration, no. Like Janu said, the frustration part has never been around us. Yes, the glitches have, given us a bit of discomfort. I probably want to say that, because, you have work, you have family, and you have to balance that with ALANKAREE. So if we have an exhibition to look forward to, and we have to have our stock ready, and we have a deadline, well, what we usually do is we make sure that we are clear about the deadline and what needs to be done. So in case we are running short of that particular product or a deadline, we do not take it as a frustration. We don't get flustered there. And I want to give the credit to Janu, because she's always been this, fun. She brings the fun factor into it, and she says, hey, so what, if it doesn't happen this time, we always have another time. But that doesn't mean that we compromise on the particular, deadline. We don't do that, but we come up with something.
Right.
Yeah. So that part, Janani takes care of it. And so, I should thank her that she's never let me get flustered on that particular area.
I think beautiful synergy that the two of you bring to the table, and it's never easy. An entrepreneur's life is never all about, satisfaction. It's never all about sitting back and not taking those risks. So I'm going to end this podcast by just asking you one more question. What would your message be as women entrepreneurs? The reason why I'm stressing on women entrepreneurs is because a lot of people, definitely, we are all working towards breaking that gender barrier, right? We're breaking towards an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur, an author is an author. You don't need the gender associated before it. But obviously, having said that, we come with a lot more baggage. We come with a lot more responsibilities when it comes to getting into this lifestyle. So what would your message be to all of the people who are out there, who are waiting to embark on that journey of entrepreneurship?
Okay, message as in we could probably take something out of our experience and give it to you, or give it to the the closet entrepreneurs, the ones who've been always having a blueprint and never having to get that out in the world. Would be just do it. It's okay to risk it. That's the adrenaline that you're going to love. You're never going to get enough of it. So get that blueprint out and get it into action, because this is one push that both our husbands kept asking us. You guys are so passionate about it. You guys, are really good at this. And like you said, we're not fashionistas. Definitely not. We don't want to even give ourselves that particular title because we have a long way to get there. But one thing they told us was, you guys have the oomph factor to get this done. The support and the push was immensely from both the families, and especially our husbands. And they even till date, they always love to see what we've come out with, and they've supported us. And so to all the closet entrepreneurs, please come out and begin, because this is your canvas, this is your platform. There's nothing to fear, because we are all here to support each other as a community, as a society. We are here to look forward to new products, new things, and experiment on new lovely things. So if you have an idea, bring it out, and that's the best way you can respect that particular idea. So go for it.
And I'd also like to add, please do your research, and please be conscious of what you want to do, and just do not do it for the sake of doing it. Do your research, be conscious, and do it at your own pace. There's nothing like you'll have to do it within a month or two, or turn your business into a huge multi-million business or anything. Do it at your own pace. Take your time. If it doesn't go your way, it's okay. Just wait. Things will again fall in place, and then you can restart. And the restart, will be with so much josh that you'll be surprised to see the outcome of it. Yeah. That is something that I like to add as well.
I think that's such a beautiful way to end today's podcast, and with such a positive message, because we all face obstacles in life. We all face hurdles. There have been several times in our journeys where we think, are we doing this right? Are we reassessing? Are we actually worth what we're doing? Are we putting in the right amount of time? Are we investing in the right resources? But I think sometimes it's okay to have those failures, because when those failures happen, we realize more often that we are on the right path, and we learn so much from that. The next time when you restart, like you rightly said, Janani, we're restarting with experience, and experience is not something that we can gain out of a book, right? We need to be there, we need to be on the field, and we need to be able to experiment. And like Preethika said, just do it. That's what Nike also advertises, and I think that's something that we should all sort of believe in, and just push ourselves out of that comfort zone, out of that closet, and just make it happen for us. Because someday the timing will be right, and when the success comes knocking, I think we'll be able to welcome it with open hand. On that note, I think it's been an absolute pleasure. We've discussed several things pertaining to your entrepreneurship journey today, and I see that you both have such a beautiful friendship, which I think is something that you both truly deeply treasure. And I wish and pray that this journey with you continues for a very, very long time, and wishing that ALANKAREE turns into a multi-million-dollar business venture. All right. On that note, thank you so much for joining me today on my podcast.
Thank you, Shruthi. Thank you so much, and congratulations on this.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you. And to all of my wonderful listeners who have been tuned in today to my podcast, ALANKAREE is a homegrown brand from Chennai that has such beautiful clothes on display that you should absolutely go check them out and support them. You can find them on all social media handles as ALANKAREE. And on that note, today I end my podcast with a very beautiful thought process. Friendship can bring so much joy into our lives, and friends turned entrepreneurs is a bond that cannot be just explained in words. And I think these two are shining examples of that. If anybody is just having second thoughts about delving into the world of entrepreneurship, just do it. Don't wait back. The time is right. The time is now. On that note, I leave you today. This is me, RJ Shruthi from Radio 1 Chennai. The podcast that you're listening to right now is The People I Meet. I will be back with a brand new story in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in.